Is AI all it's cracked up to be? After Microsoft announced its multi-billion-dollar investment in ChatGPT maker OpenAI in late January, shares rallied almost 20%. The stock added about $300 billion in market cap. But that rally has blown a fuse over the last week or so as creepy interactions with the bot started surfacing. The stock has given back nearly half of its gains. Meantime, shares of Alphabet down nearly 15% since its own AI blunder at the start of this month. The company has lost over $200 billion in market cap. And now more headwinds seem to be emerging. ChatGPT reportedly getting blocked on Chinese social media apps. Maybe not so much of a surprise there. And new analysis shows AI-powered search could cost tech giants billions of dollars more than traditional keyword searches. So is it way too early to say whether AI is big tech's next big thing? Certainly investors wanted to jump all over it, Dan, when we first heard about it.
Well, there was a lot of hype, right, over the last couple of months. And I would just say this, that it is probably the next big thing on a whole host of different industries. And what we're talking about right here is really the digital ad market. This is a $500 billion market. When you think about search and you think about Google's dominance there, they have about 84% or so. Microsoft has this thing called Bing. You've never used it. I've never used it. But someday we might use it, right? And you think about their growing advertising revenue. You know, they had about $18 billion. That was maybe up almost 100% year over year last year. And I think Microsoft, when they unleashed this OpenAI or this ChatGPT a couple weeks ago, they said for every 1% market share, that would be an additional $2 billion to their search revenue, which is essentially ad revenue. So it is important to them. This is a company that's doing $200 billion in revenue. If you can get that sort of growth across their platforms, and don't forget that they just did this deal with Netflix, right, as they added that ad support. So advertising is going to be really big for Microsoft. Is it important right now? No. And again, you know what I mean? Like, and I took the other side of this 2 weeks ago. I put a bearish position on. I took it off today at 250 or so because I kind of feel like that is the hype that came out of this story. Now, Google does have some existential risk here, okay? And I did have a pairs trade. I was thinking about buying the Google. I did buy it at 94. I sold it actually a week and a half later at 94. I do think this is going to continue to weigh on the story from a sentiment standpoint.
Yeah. What do you I mean, I feel like that there's a period of time here where adoption is not there yet, so we haven't seen the efficiencies. The cost of a search for an AI-powered search is 5 times more, according to Morgan Stanley, for an Alphabet. So until we get those efficiencies, we're going to be faced with higher costs. And are we going to get the revenue to offset that from ads in the meantime? So there's sort of a transitional period here. Are we in that period?
And the question is, the penalty to the stock is saying, okay, either costs will be higher or they'll lose share or both. But this idea, this hype around AI, as if AI did not exist at all in Google or anything else. If you think about Google search, image search, things like that, that's all AI. So we have this giant catch-all phrase that is worth billions of dollars. I agree with you that Microsoft was just way overhyped, came back in. Google did not at all. I like it. I think that a lot of fear is priced in. I think we're going to have a lot more clarity on some other issues that face Alphabet before that, including we have Section 230 coming up, I don't know, whenever the court decides to rule on that, and we have some antitrust. So those weigh on it. So, it's a big position for me. I still like it. I think we're not going to get some clarity on this issue of overhang for a while.
Yeah, and you bring up expenses, and I think that's going to be the biggest thing that's overweighing AI right now. And if you look at like a Google, for example, if they used AI for about half of their 50-word responses, that would cost an extra expense of about $6 billion, right? So it's not cheap to do this. And I almost see this as in like the early years of social media. No one really knew what platforms was going to be, MySpace or Facebook or whatever it was. It's just so new. And is it going to be the future? I think so. I think it's going to change industries. But in the meantime, I think it's going to cost a lot more than they're going to get out of it. So I think it's too early to be buying stock specifically on this reason.
Yeah, the figure you're citing, Courtney, came from that Morgan Stanley report, which I also cited.
Yes.
And so that you're assuming that it's going to be a 50-word response, Guy. And of course, if you're like Kevin Roose and you want to engage for 2 hours, I don't know how much that would cost. But you figure sometimes you're going to get a 2-word response. Sometimes you're going to get some punk kid who wants to like engage with the bot for hours on end, and that's going to cost a lot of money. And we don't know that yet. We just don't know how this thing is going to be used.
Yeah, there are places out in Nevada he could probably go for less and get the similar type of experience. Now, listen, Microsoft is now approaching a $2 trillion company. You wonder what AI has to be in order to move the needle to the extent that the stock move. When it post earnings, Microsoft was a $233 stock, headed lower, quite frankly, and probably deservedly so, until people caught wind of this whole ChatGPT, AI, and then it ricocheted or made that meteoric move to 275 or so. This move makes sense, and now we're right back to where we were right after earnings, a month or so ago. So I think the market got itself overly hyped. And Dan was on it a couple weeks ago, and I think it holds true now. I think Microsoft was unjustly rewarded for AI, and I think Google is probably being unjustly punished for the same thing.